Hello everyone, I am Lijendер Rathour. So I am going to present a mini project on sentiment analysis and ranking in this video. So going to the introduction part, I will firstly explain what is sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is a computational technique that is used to determine the sentiment or emotion tone expressed in a piece of text, which may be taken from the social media tweets or product reviews from various platforms. So the goal of this project is to level the sentiment of Amazon product review into three classes. That is our positive, negative, and neutral. For this purpose, we will using the different NLP techniques that we will see further. So coming to the tools and techniques that we are using here. Firstly, I will tell about the dataset. Dataset is taken from the Amazon product reviews where the which contains around 6 lakh reviews from the various reviewer that will be used in this project. Second one is the Python. The entire project is implemented using the Python programming language. And next one is our NLTK Natural Language Toolkit. It is a powerful library in Python for natural language processing. It was used in this project for tokenization, name entity recognition, and sentiment analysis. And next tool is our C1 and Matplotlib. These are Python visualization library that were used to create different type of graphs and chart to visualize the results. Next we have Vadir sentiment analysis. This is a lexical based sentiment analysis tool that was used in this project to analyze the sentiment of each review. And last one is transformer. This is a powerful library for building and training state of the art deep learning models. This is used in this project to implement a sentiment analysis model using the Twitter robot model. So now coming to the steps that we are performing to do this project. The step one is importing required library and dataset. We will install the NLTK library and import the necessary packages, and will import the necessary library such as pandas, numpy, whatever we are using here. After that, we have the second step, exploratory data analysis. Here we will check the shape of dataset and determine the number of reviews and visualize the distribution of review by star rating using bar plot. Now, step 3 will be our body sentiment analysis. We will perform the sentiment analysis using Badir and calculate the polarity score, create data frame for the Badir sentiment score and merge it with the original dataset. And will visualize the compound sentiment score for each star rating using bar plot. Step 4 is our Twitter robot sentiment analysis, which is another model like Badir. Same steps we will perform in this model like step 3, and the fifth step is data visualization and analysis. This is an important step here. We will visualize the relationship between Bader and Rovetta sentiment score using a bar plot, and will identify the most positive review with the low star rating and the most negative review with the high star rating in this step. And with step 6, we have additional sentiment analysis with transformer pipeline. Here we will install transform library and import the pipeline. We will use the pipeline to perform sentiment analysis on a sample phrase like I hate machine learning. Our expectation in this sentence will be we will label this sentence into the negative class of the sentiment. So as we have seen the various 6 steps that we are performing here, now we will see the coding section of the project. For the coding of this project, we are using the Google Colab. That is a development environment provided by Google, having various features like pre access to the computational resources and pre-installed library and packages. That's why we are using this. So moving to the code section, here we are installing the NLTK library and importing the necessary libraries for this project, as we have mentioned: pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and cvons. And here we are mounting the Google Drive to load the dataset for this project processing. In this code section, we are reading the CSV files, and then we are limiting it to the first 5 rows and displaying the shape of the original and reduced data frame that we have shown it. This is the reduced and original. It is showing the head of the data frame, the starting previews. So here in this code, we are generating a horizontal bar plot to visualize the count of reviews by score using the matplotlib library and pandas data frame. Here you can see the graph, and this is showing our 51st review from the dataset, which is this omelette is not good, like that. And now we are tokenizing this review using nltk.word tokenize. Here we are tokenizing the text stored in the example variable using the word tokenize function from the NLTK library, and assign the resulting list of token to the variable tokens. Now we are performing the part of speech tagging on the list of token stored in the tokens variable using the post tag function from the NLTK library. The post tagging is a process of labeling each word in a text with its corresponding part of speech, such as noun, verb, adjective, etc. that we are doing here. Now, here we are performing the name entity recognition on the list of tagged tokens stored in the tagged variable using the anychunk function. So talking about the name entity recognition, it is the process of identifying and classifying named entity in text, such as person name, organization name, and location. This is getting performed here. Now what we are doing here, we are importing the sentiment intensity analyzer class from the NLTK sentiment module of NLTK library and the TQDM function from the TQDM.notebook module. The sentiment intensity analyzer is a pre-trained model for sentiment analysis that uses a lexicon-based approach to calculate the polarity of given text. Now, after performing the necessary module, the code create an instance of sentiment intensity analyzer class and assign it to the variable CI here. So here we are analyzing the sentiment of input text "I am so happy" using polarity score function of the sentiment intensity analyzer class, initiated earlier, and return a dictionary containing a sentiment score of the input text. This is showing the negative score, neutral score, positive score, and the compound score of all this. Same we are doing in this sentence, and here also for the example, that is our 51st review that we have seen earlier. Now here in this code section, we use this NLTK sentiment intensity analyzer to calculate sentiment score for each review in a data frame, which are stored in a dictionary and used to create a new data frame with sentiment scores, review text, and star rating. So, in this code section, we are we transposes the result dictionary of sentiment score into a data frame, rename the index column to ID, and merge it with the original data frame to create a new data frame called Valer. So here we are showing the Valer had data frame that first reviews in Valer data frame. Now thereafter we are creating a war plot using C1 to show the relationship between the compound sentiment score and star rating in the Valer data frame. The plot is given a little and displayed using the show method. So we are using show method. You can see the compound scores. After that, we are creating a figure with three horizontal subplots, each showing the relationship between sentiment score and star rating for positive, neutral, and negative sentiment, and displaying it using C1 matplot. Okay, you can see here for the positive, for the neutral, and for the negative. Now, as we have seen that we need to install the transformer for pipelining and also for the Twitter Raveta model. So we are installing it and importing all the necessary module here. After this gets processed, now we are using the Hugging Face transformer library to load the pre-trained sentiment analysis called Cardiff NLP Twitter Raveta based sentiment. The auto tokenizer class is used to load the corresponding tokenizer for this model, which can tokenize input text into a format that can be processed by the model. The auto model for sequence classification class is used to load the pre-trained model itself, which has been trained to classify the sentiment of input text into one of the three classes, that is positive, negative, and or neutral. Now here just we are printing the our example sentiment, and then we are using the polarity score from the sentiment intensity analyzer to calculate the sentiment score for this review. Here we can see the sentiment score for negative, neutral, and positive, and compound, that is in a negative. After that, what we are doing, we are using the card if NLP Twitter Roberta based sentiment model to obtain sentiment score for given example, then convert the score to the dictionary. Here we have these scores, converted scores, dictionaries, converted scores. Now in this code section, what we are doing, we are defining a function named polarity score Rovetta that takes a single string as an input and return a dictionary of sentiment score using the pre-trained Twitter Rovetta model. This will be useful for analyzing the sentiment of large amount of text data such as product review or social media post. After that, in this code section, we are performing the sentiment analysis using Vader and Rovetta model on a dataset and store the result into a dictionary simply. After that, in this code section, we are merging the polarity score generated by both the model Vader and Rovetta for each product review. And then we are printing the number of columns. All these are the column in our dataset. After that, here we are plotting the graph for both the model Badir and Rowetta for the each three classes, that is negative, neutral and positive. These are for Badir, and after that we can see the plot graph for Rowetta, negative, neutral and positive. This is the, we can see, visualize the difference and compare the both model. After that, in this code section, what we are doing here, we are we retrieve the text of Amazon review with the score 1 that has the highest positive sentiment score according to the Rowetta sentiment analysis model. Here we are doing same for the Badir, and after that we are doing for the negative class of Rowetta. Then we are performing the negative class of the Badir model. That is our step number, I think, fifth of the flow. After that, we are using the transform, importing the transform. With this pipeline, we can use pre-trained model to analyze sentiment in text with a single line of code. That we will see how, as we have executed the three text sentences like I hate machine learning, which is labeled as negative, which is correct that it is a negative sentence with this score. Same for this sentence. This is negative sentence also, and after that we can see the food was good, which is labeled as a positive. Score is given like this. This is all about our project, that is we want to label all the text into the three classes: negative, positive and neutral. We can see the example of positive and negative here. So that's all for the coding part. So we have seen the coding part. This is all about this project. We have seen the two model, Rowetta and Badir, and then we have seen the additional transformer pipelining to label the text. That's all for this project. Thank you.